Rhondo, how did you come in to John's band here? Tell me how your career started off with John, this portion of your career, I should say.
Well, the bass player, Tim, and I go way back in Philadelphia. We played in many bands together. We were actually in a band that was on Columbia Records back in, I guess, 98 or something.
Yeah.
And we worked with Ron Nevinson and John Collard. It was a pretty big deal. Never went anywhere, but, it was a good project. And then we came back to Philly, got involved in some other bands. And then he moved to L.A. and played, of course, with Alan Alec and then with John. And I was sitting, on my couch one night watching TV, probably Monday Night Football or something, and having a glass of wine. And I got a phone call, and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "A little this, a little that."
Yeah.
And he needed a fill-in, actually. So I did a fill-in. Didn't think I'd hear from him again. And because I was touring at the time with a guy named John Eddy, a Nashville songwriter. And so about a month later, I get the call to go to Europe. So that's how it started.
Wow.
Yeah.
John has been synonymous for so many folks over the years. I think if any American man or woman that has listened to rock and roll for the last 30-plus years, from the Babies to the solo work too, John has been in their playlist in some shape or form, I believe. And John being, to me, I think one of the strongest singers that we've ever heard in rock and roll. And it seems like today he's kind of like the Frank Sinatra.
Well, if I could interrupt you, when years and years ago, when I was just coming up, my band would play some of the Babies tunes, and never did I think I would be on stage with him. And from the first note that he hit, when I heard him, his voice is just out of this world. I mean, it's certainly a privilege for me to be playing with a singer of that magnitude. And when I tell you, every show he swings for the fence. I mean, he reaches that. He gives 1,000%, and expects that of everyone in the band as well. So you can rest assured, you come to see John Waite, you're going to get a great show. I mean, the guy, there's no holding back. There's no tape. There's no tracks. There's no auto tunes. Nothing. The guy just goes for it, man. He is something to behold. The point in the show where he does an acoustic number, and then sometimes at the end he'll do "When I See You Smile," do it a cappella.
Yeah, wow.
And I watched from the wings. This day, after 3.5 years of being with the band, to this day I get the chills watching him sing. I mean, it's different every night, and like I said, he reaches, and I can't say enough about him. It's really a privilege.
This great album, Live All Access, to me captures, I think, obviously the brilliance of John, but the brilliance of this band as well.
Thank you.
Talk about Tim and Kerry, if you will, too. I think Kerry Kelly's one of the most unappreciated guitarists that we've seen.
We've been going back and forth with a couple different guys. I mean, Kyle Cook from Matchbox, European tour with us, and great player. I mean, great guy. We went through a couple guys, and everything we thought kind of clicked until Kerry got on stage with us, and then it was like no rehearsal. I think our first gig was like in Pershing Square in L.A.
Wow. And
to about 3,000 people or something right in the square there, and it was just like it was off after that, man. It was he was just the greatest fit, and what a hang too. What a great guy, man. It's like we spend quite a lot of time together, and it's really cool. Tim, again, I can't say enough about him. He's a great bass player. We've been friends for 20 years or something now, I think, and been in so many bands. I think he's almost like having another brother, like reading each other's minds on stage. And I think that the new CD kind of even shows just how tight the band is. It's just really, really locked up.
Mm-hmm. Let's roll head first here. What do you think? Is that good with you, my friend? Here.
Oh yeah, man. I think it's probably one of the strongest tracks on there, one of the most solid. I mean, it's just a powerful, powerful track. Great song to begin with, you know what I mean? So, yeah, roll it.
Absolutely. Now, we got Rhondo here with us, so we celebrate the great work of John Waite tonight. This is 88.7 WMMT FM, The Rock Show. All access. Rhondo, talk about 2014. Now, it's vastly approaching us. What's the plans for you guys?
Yeah, we're. I think we're. I hear in the wind. I can't confirm this, but I hear that we're headed back to Europe.
Wow.
I'm waiting for some great, some dates to come in. I think we start hitting in February, so that gives everybody some time to recover from the holidays. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it, man. I can't wait. So.
Talk about the writing process with John and you guys right now, Rhondo. Is it a collective effort? Do you bring in an idea? John brings an idea. Carrie, Tim. How does that work for you guys as a band?
When we were rehearsing for the live record for All Access, during the sound check and stuff, we started playing. Carrie just hit a riff. And all of a sudden, me and Tim fell in, and then John started scatting over top. Mm-hmm. So it's really kind of a jam thing. Now, it hasn't been very extensive since then, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping that we're going to get together and, bang out a couple new original songs that we can, for a studio release. But, that's John's in the driver's seat on that. You know what I mean? So I don't have much to do with that. So, yeah, I'm hoping, it'd be great.
Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you, you guys, to me, have been live in the last year. I've not get a chance to see you live, but the YouTube footage that I've seen and the reports of this is an incredible live experience. And I know that John, over the years, Damon Johnson's a great friend of mine. I think spent a little bit of time with John, too. And he said he's just one of the great performers in rock and roll history. I want to mention something to you. I look at I'm all the time harping on Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here lately, and the folks there too. John's career definitely has to be worthy of a nomination for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
I think I don't know what goes into getting somebody nominated or anything like. I know that the girls have a list going, and we're all on it. But he certainly is well deserving. I mean, over the top deserving of it. And I think, maybe just enough people haven't really tuned in or whatever. If they saw him live, it would be a no-brainer. Yeah. It's something else. He's something else to behold live.
I agree with you so much. As a player, I mean, how has he shaped you right now in 2013 as a player, if you wouldn't mind me to ask? How does he...
Sure, it's funny that you asked. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and she was asking, how is it playing? And I said, the guy is, one of the straightest shooters in the world. I mean, he's a great guy. He says what he feels, talks to you straight. Fun to hang with. On stage, he's very demanding. He's kind of a freak of nature, where he has like a perfect pitch. He can hear tuning. He can hear tempos of songs, whether they're fast or slow, and so forth. But what that does is make you rise up. As a player, you have to rise up to that if you want to keep your gig. And so in the end, it makes you a better player. Because you got to be on your game all the time. I mean, we do sound check like it's the concert. So basically, when we're touring, we do one show at night, but it's kind of like doing 2 shows or 2.5 shows, because we're playing, we're hitting it at sound check too. It's got to be on. He's really a stickler for that kind of thing. But man, what better a guy to work for? You know what I mean? It's just really pretty awesome.
Better Off Gone, a great song that we've been playing here for months. We've actually, Rhondo, had the distinction. I know that we have played this All Access album now. I still want to call them albums, and vinyl is starting to come back. So,
me too.
But we have
I have to catch myself sometimes.
But we've played it more than anyone in North America here. Now, it's actually tonight, when the show is over, we're going to spin this again, obviously, in honor to John and you guys tonight. Live All Access will re-air tonight when the rock show ends. But this song, Better Off Gone, an incredible song. I know it has to be fun to play live. Tell me what that song means to you, my friend.
I just love the lyric in it. I think it's a great. It's just a great creative, poetic kind of lyric. It's got a great, kind of message. I mean, who hasn't been there before? Where you're kind of better off gone, and. But the opening lines when he's driving in a Lincoln Continental, and it's just a great imagery, and on top of that, it's a deep pocket groove that it's just really kind of really cool to play. So, and I think the band hits it like dead on.
Sure, I think it's a great piece of theater of the mind, if you will, when you listen to this song right here.
Well said. Well said.
John Wade here with Rhondo to this All Access Live, folks. We have been spinning in here for several weeks and talking about a Christmas gift to the great rock and roll fan. This is so honored to have Rhondo in with us tonight, and from snowy Philadelphia this evening. And Rhondo, I can't stress enough how much I love the live aspect that you guys are giving us with this effort here. And John spoke to me in August. He said, that maybe this was more in the works for more live work from this band. Is that something that's going to be appealing to you over the next few years here?
Well, absolutely, because I think there's only like 8 tracks on there, and there's certainly at least 8 more that probably should be represented, from the live show.
Yeah.
And you're really getting the feel. John wanted to do, he really wanted to do, anti-production, I guess, or anti what's happening today.
Yeah.
He wanted to go just raw, real rock and roll, likening back to, Free, or you know what I mean? Like we're a 3-piece band. There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
3 musicians and a singer that's going at it, and I think he got it. And if we do some more live stuff, it could certainly only get better. And there is some stuff in the show that didn't get to the record that just smokes live. So yeah, hopefully we'll do another one maybe next year. That'd be cool.
Oh, I think it would be phenomenal. And let me ask you,